Hi class, today we're working on our quadratics a little bit more, and we're learning about how to use what's called the discriminant, and this is how it's spelled, discriminant. So here's our quadratic formula, and what we can use is a great little part of what's called the quadratic formula, and it's the part that says b squared minus 4ac. Now that's kind of an unusual term, but this is a pattern that they've noticed. If you put the b value in here and square it, minus 4 times a times your c, and you get a positive number, in other words, a number bigger than 0, you're going to have two solutions. In other words, there's going to be 2 points where the parabola crosses the x-intercept. If you have b squared minus 4ac and you solve that and you get a 0, then there's only one solution, and the parabola will sit right on the x-axis. Now if you do b squared minus 4ac and you get a negative number, a number lower than 0, there's going to be no solutions because the parabola will not cross the x-axis. So there's no x solution. All right, let's take a look at what a math problem could look like. First of all, use the discriminant to tell whether the equation has 2 solutions, 1 solution, or no solution. So here's a quadratic, and we need to put it into b squared minus 4ac. And so what we'll do is we'll take the 6 and square it, okay? And we'll take 4, and then we'll take the a value of 2 and the c value of 5, and we'll plug it in, and we get negative 4. Now, if this answer is negative, when you do the multiplication and subtract these numbers, if it's negative, there's no solution. It will not cross the x-axis. Here's another problem here. Now, notice your b and your c, your b will be 0, but your c will be negative 7. So we go ahead and plug it in, b squared minus 4ac. The b is 0 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, and c, which is negative 7, and you get a positive 28 because a negative times a negative makes it positive. If this number is positive, it doesn't matter how big it is, but if it's positive, you have 2 solutions. So your graph will cross the x-axis in 2 points. Here's another quadratic, and so we go ahead and plug it in, put negative 12 in for your b value, minus 4 times your a value of 4, from right there, and your c value. And when you do all of the math here, you get 0. If the answer is 0, there are 1 solution, or I should say there is 1 solution. All right, so you got the idea? Now, tell whether the equation has 2 solutions, 1 solution, or no solution. If it's written like this, we have to put it in standard form. So we go ahead and create a standard form by moving the 2x over, subtracting it. Now you use your b squared minus 4ac to see if it actually has a positive answer, a 0, or a negative answer. And when you plug in all your beautiful numbers, you get a positive 88. Therefore, there must be 2 solutions. And that's what we get down here. The discriminant is positive, so the equation has 2 solutions. All right, time for you to give it a try. Oops. Pause your video and use your b squared minus 4ac, also known as the discriminant, and check to see how many solutions occur for 1, 2, and 3. Welcome back. Let's see how you did. On the first one, you should have 2 solutions. It was positive. There was a negative answer for number 2, so no solution. And there was a 0 for number 3, so there was 1 solution. All right. Now, find the number of x-intercepts of the graph. Now remember, solutions, x-intercepts, and zeros all mean the same thing. So what are we asking you for? How do we know how many, the number of times it crosses the x-intercept? We just use the discriminant, b squared minus 4ac. So here it is in nice standard form, and we plug it in, and when we do 25 minus 4 times 1 times 8, so 25 minus 32, you're going to get a negative 7. So you guessed it, there are no solutions or no x-intercepts. All right. This is what it would look like, this actual equation on a graphing calculator. Notice how it doesn't cross the x-axis at all. All right. Practice time. Find the number of x-intercepts of the graph for the function. Pause your video Welcome back. Let's take a look. For number 1, it was a 0, your discriminant, so it's 1 intercept. And for number 5, it was a positive answer, so there are 2 intercepts. And for number 6, it did not. It had a negative, so there are 0 intercepts. All right, that's it for tonight. All right, see y'all tomorrow.